Hi, I'm James with TVS Pro, and welcome to the second video of our Mavic series. This one, the DJI Mavic camera comparison. And you'll have to excuse me because I've got a lot of notes that I need to refer to. I always forget to remind you to like us and subscribe us on Facebook and YouTube. I always forget to do that. Please do it. We'd appreciate it. Now that that's out of the way, I can get that out of the way. Before we get started, if you want to click on this link here and you've missed that first video and are interested in a Mavic unboxing / getting started / what you can expect from flying that system, click on that video. If you want to skip it or you've already seen it, you're in the right place. Camera comparison, nitty gritty. As a tip, remember to update your apps. My phone's DJI Go app was updated, no problems. My tablet's was not, and so I took a screenshot. You definitely don't want to be flying a Kumquat X. I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know why it said I was flying a Kumquat, but it did. You want it to show Mavic Pro. TVS Pro, we've been established since 1953. We really just have that passion for finding the best video quality possible. That's the purpose of this video, is to compare the current new Mavic system to the Phantom 3 Professional, Phantom 4, and the Inspire in its 3 camera variations. The X3, or today we use the Z3, but the specs are identical. The X5 and the X5R. Okay. So first off, I've got the Phantom 3 Pro that we're going to fly first. As discussed, that same route up and back in I'm shooting at Ultra HD, 30 frames per second. MP4, and there's no color on this, so it's not D-Log or anything like that. It's set to none. So it's an H.264 with an MP4 wrapper. Okay, so we'll get this Phantom 3 out of the way, and then once we do that, I'll bring it back, so there and back, and then I will shoot the same route in D-Log. Okay. As I start flying here, you're going to see some kind of strobe effect. That is the shadow, or the shadows from the props caused from the sun, and I start to turn away from it and even angle my camera down to try to somewhat eliminate it, but I didn't want to get rid of it 100% because you do need to be aware that with the Phantom 3, the Phantom 4, and in this test you'll see the Mavic, those props, while the props themselves are not in the shot, the shadows are still something of appearance that you need to be aware of. So here's the Phantom 3 Pro, this time in D-Log, and I angle that camera down again because those shadows from the props are really coming into play. And here we're showing the contrast between the color graded D-Log and the original flat. Really kind of shows you what color grading log can provide, some really good color popping image quality out of this. This is going to be a great test because as soon as at least in this area, it's always hit and miss with anything, right? It's always line of sight in the areas that you're in and the different frequencies it has to compete with. But as soon as I hit about 1,000 to 1,100 feet, and I could still see it off in the distance, but 1,000 to 1,100 feet, I would lose video. So now that we've got the Phantom 3s out of the way, now let's get the Phantom 4 here rolling, and let's see if I lose the same video. Okay, Phantom 3 Pro out of the way. Now we've got a Phantom 4 ready to go. Got 14 satellites, compass, calibration already done. So same route. I'm going to fly that same route in 4K. Sorry, well, it's 4K, but it's Ultra HD. It's not true 4K. 30 frames per second, no color, at an so H.264 MP4 wrapper. Okay, so we'll fly that route first, bring it back, change it to D-Log, same thing as the Phantom 3. Here we go. It sounds totally different. I love the sound of the Phantom 4. It just sounds like harmonic. Man, this just is so much easier. The controls are different.
I've got so much better of a constant speed. And I'm not doing any waypoint flying, you know, one point to another. This is just straight. Man, this is just so much better to fly than the Phantom 3. I'm approaching 600 feet. I can see it out there in the distance against the mountains. Approaching 800 feet. I'm traveling at about 15 miles an hour right now. And there is the 1,000-foot mark, and I still have not even a glimmer or glitch of noise in the video feed. There's 1,300 feet. Oh, it's just a speck now. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Just a better flight. Man, Phantom 4, I love this thing. Okay, Inspire's turn. Pulling this guy out after playing with the Mavic for the last 3 or 4 days. Holy cow, this thing is a beast, but it's still my favorite bird as of right now. You throw that X5R on there and the image is just gonna be awesome. But right now I've got the Z3 on there. It's the exact same as the X3, but with the telephoto zoom, with the optical and the digital together, you're about 22 to 77 millimeter. I am at 22, so I'm pulled back as wide as I can on this. Same principle, Ultra HD, 30 frames, H.264, MP4, no color, okay?
Really a different beast, the Inspire 1. With the retractable landing gearing and getting those props out of the way, no concern of props or shadows. In fact, I could have even angled the camera in a positive attitude. Even though that camera has very similar image qualities from the Phantom 3 Pro, the lack of props or shadows add an extra dynamic. This Z3 image though that you're seeing, we got a jello effect out of this. Really kind of unforeseen and unexpected, but I need to point that out, that in this test, flying at the same speeds as the other crafts, we did get some jello in there, which is, you can tell. And then again here you're seeing the original flat, ungraded log, and then to the right, after we have done some color grading to that log. Again, just a really great image.
Okay, now that was the first flight with the Z3. Now we've got the X5R. And what's nice about this, because it does simultaneous recording on the micro SD as well as the SSD 512 gig card, I don't have to use the X5. We can just use the X5R and use the raw footage from the SSD and the H.264 with 0 color on the micro SD, and then we'll fly the same route again using that same micro SD for D-Log. So we can use that one camera to get those different shots that we need.
So straight out of the camera, this is a great image. The X5 series is, my personal opinion, kind of my preferred camera of choice. That larger micro four thirds sensor really adds some cinema quality to that image.
Man, that's so much more flat. Even than the D-Log on the other ones, it is much flatter. It'll be really interesting to see how that LUT comes into play on all these systems. No prop whatsoever. There's 1,300.
This is again a different beast with the raw color. Now DJI does not make a LUT for their raw codec. It's specified towards the log. So this is our own kind of special sauce and color grading, and as you can tell, this is no contest. This is a far greater and superior image than any of the other systems that we're looking at. You have really bright blues in the sky and great detail in the shadows of the mountains.
Okay, Phantom 3 Pro, Phantom 4, Inspire Z3, X5, and X5R out of the way. Now we're on to the Mavic. I can see the distance on my radio as well as my phone, so I've got duplicate meters there. I'm at about 15 miles an hour, same as the Phantom 3, Phantom 4. I've got 23 minutes of battery life. I think it's kind of cool that it shows me my RPMs on the top right of the controller. So I'm at 5,500 RPMs on those motors. And this thing is stable. There's 1,100 feet, not even a glitch, noise, glimmer, anything. Oh, there's props. I can see some of the props. That's 15, oh, I got carried away. That's 1,500 feet.
So Mavic Pro in D-Log. This was the flattest image we have seen, as you're looking at right now. Even more than the X5 series. Really a super flat log. But that color information is still there. That is a really impressive image for such a small camera. You're noticing we still had some shadows in the props, so you need to be aware that it can still be apparent. And we did notice that there was an interesting lens flare down there on the left-hand side coming from the sun, different from the other systems that we saw, but still a pretty great image. So there you go. Hopefully that answers a lot of questions that you may have about camera comparisons. I don't want to give any of my, shall I call it, tainted opinions about this. Again, DJI didn't gift us any of these systems. We had to buy them just like everybody else. We are dealers, so we get them at cost, but I don't want to give you the opinion so that you kind of, oh yeah, he's right. We laid it out there for you so that you can decide which one has the better image quality out of there. Obviously, that X5R, no props, very clean, gives you the best latitude, it is the best image possible. Mavic against Phantom 3, Phantom 4, X3, and the Inspire. I just laid it out so that you can make that decision, okay, for you. But hopefully that answers some questions for you. If you want to see how I applied through DaVinci Resolve DJI's LUT to DJI's log, you're going to want to click on this video here. DJI Mavic full instruction, which is our third of the Mavic series videos. We thank you for all of the comments and feedback that we've been getting. We are honored to be able to do this for you guys. We have a passion for it, and hopefully we can continue to keep those costs down, and hopefully you found a benefit and value to our expertise. As always, happy flying and good luck to you.